likely to try to boot it deep to get things started. He's going to try his luck from the end zone. There's no possible explanation for bringing that one out of the end zone, and they've got horrible field position at the 5. They're backed up, 1st and 10 from inside their own 5, and they'll try to get this drive started. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Not much movement there. It's a gain of 1, gets him out to the 5.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Running back searching for a hole. Not much room to run. Give him 1 to the 7. So already they've hit a speed bump on this opening drive. It's 3rd and 8. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that 3rd down.
That's a great job executing up front by the defense. They looked like they were ready for that play, and that was a bit of a more unconventional look from the offense on 3rd down, but the defense was there to make a big stop.
So from the shadow of his goalpost, he gets the punt away. Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. On 1st down, here comes this offense. They think there's room to run to the right here. Makes one man miss. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Line gets set, 1st down. Snapped it in the shotgun. Fires to the tight end. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
It's complete on the right side. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Bells and whistles have got to be going off in this quarterback's head. It's 3rd and long, so you know you're expecting pressure. You got to know where your hot routes are. You got to be able to read the coverage and make sure you get this football out of your hands quickly to not take.
And he makes the catch inside the 15. Touchdown, Washington! And once he got loose, it was all over. They strike first, and that opening drive of the season could not have gone better. And the kick is good, but there's a penalty flag, and I think it's going to be roughing the kicker.
And that is the first passing touchdown, first of many of the season for this offense. Nice drive by the offense. Way to finish it, take care of the football, make some plays in the passing game. This offense looks like they're going to be a really hard one to stop.
The offense lining up for a 1st down play. He'll try the left side. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Unloads it downfield. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
And the offense clearly saying, we want to take those deep shots. We want to be aggressive. And I think that's a good strategy because it makes the defense really honor what you're going to do. And just missed a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if this offense finds a way to come back to some of those deep ones.
He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Hard work pays off, guys. These offenses work so hard week in and week out, working on those critical down distances, third downs, and having that conversion this early in the game, that's got to feel good for this offense.
He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. He'll pull it on the read. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
And they run the option, and that had no chance. I mean, QB, you could tell something was a little bit messed up, and he starts to run. It goes nowhere. Defense swarms him. That is the play that we don't want to run again.
Uncorks it. He's got it. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
Man, you hate that if you're on defense. 3rd and long, you got everybody covered downfield, and you let the running back pick it up on a check down throw. You've got to be way better tackling in that situation. That is a blown opportunity for this defense.
Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends just so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way,
unleashes one deep. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
And the extra point is good. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Arkansas took care of business and left little doubt in doing so. And for a program that's won double-digit conference titles between the SEC and the old Southwest Conference, this is big time. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Give to the running back. Shakes off the tackler. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27.
This running back just doesn't go down easy. It's just difficult for defenses to get him on the ground. Not overly huge, but if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to continue to find ways to feature him. Just, you know what? Let his talent do the rest.
Going with the ground game left. Still running at the 40. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44. That purple wave getting things going on the ground now.
And such a great fan base in the Pacific Northwest. Washington fans believe in their team. They're loud. And I tell you what, when they got a ground game they can depend on, a physical ground game, it sets the table for everything they want to do offensively.
The give. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
Got 3 on first down and 2nd and 7. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Just when they're looking run, now up top. Flips it out in the flat. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide. And a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
And that last completion left them short of the sticks. It's 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Gonna let it fly. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. Washington sends out the punt team. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. He's able to pick his way for just a bit, but he'll be stopped at the 18. Good job by the front team. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Running back goes in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Off he goes. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially on the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
The pitch. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Well, the most insightful analysis I can come up with on that one is that didn't work. Back to the drawing board to see if there's something that looks a little better soon.
I don't know if I can quote the great Reese Davis. That was very...
He'll take a shot. To the end zone, and it's picked off. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake. Hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. He's looking to throw. They're trying to get to him. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
Yeah, and the quarterback didn't have a chance. I mean, when you get to the QB that fast, Jesse, you're still processing information, for goodness sakes.
And you're getting to the sideline whenever this drive is over, and you're asking for help from your offensive.
And that pass is intercepted. Got some room to run. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives.
It's a fumble on the play. And the fumble is going to go out of bounds, and the offense will maintain possession.
I tell you what, you feel really fortunate if you're on offense. That's one of those where it takes 13 seconds for that ball to roll out of bounds. You're just trying to make that thing. You're trying to blow it out of bounds. Make sure you don't turn the football over. In such a good position to go take the lead. Fortunate bounce that thing to go out of bounds.
They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. to throw. It's Fung. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
Man, it's frustrating for the defense. You had him in third down. You had him in a predictable situation. Try to go capitalize on it. What does he do? Pulls that rabbit out of the hat, scrambles around, now puts him right inside the 5-yard line in scoring position. You got to bow your necks. You better get ready for the next play.
They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Cincinnati! When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
Oh, he's going to take a chance. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on second and 4. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield.
That's a really good-looking throw right there, and that was a tight spiral, too. You guys remember the great Washington Husky quarterback, Warren Moon? I don't think anybody threw a more pretty ball than Warren Moon did. Tightest spiral I've ever seen. That right there reminded me of old number 1.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
I know the passing game sells, the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
On second down, he's looking downfield. Finds his big tight end. They get him down at the 34-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup and a first down.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
He's got 59 yards on the ground, and he wanted to make a first impression, and he's doing that in this opening game. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, you're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
The give to the tailback. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Husky. Lining up for the PAT. Hit that one with some aggression for the point after. So it's an 80-yard drive, and they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we're looking deep. And he's got it at the 30. A huge play there as he has it inside the 20 at the 19.
And how about the big strike down the field? I love when offenses take shots down the field, try to make big plays. Now they're set up in the red zone.
Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. A designed run for the quarterback. Tried to fight his way through that tackle, but he's brought down. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Unleashes to the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
No movement from the field goal unit. The offense is out there to try to keep this drive alive on 4th down. Feeling some heat. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Hey, if you're going to go for it on 4th down and you decide to run the football, you've got to be sure up front that you're going to win in the trenches. They didn't get it done that time. They need to be more physical moving forward. They're going to try to do that again in the same type of situation in this game.
Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Offense set on 1st down. The run from the shotgun. Just ran over it. Gives him some room to operate as he rumbles ahead for 6 out to the 15-yard line.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get 1st downs, and ultimately get some points.
Coming after it. Complete to the left. Oh, look out. There he goes. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
The give to the back. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing?
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
He's back to throw on 2nd down. Bought a little time, lets it go. It's complete to the right. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the 1st down.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
Here's the handoff. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. They go to the ground. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Now the pitch. And the defense had its hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the 1st down. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. They're not into 3s. They want 6s. And to keep this drive alive, they'll need to get it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's got it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Buffalo is in front. They've represented Western New York so well today, but they still have to finish the job, and that's not a given. They're up by 4 over Oregon State. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Huskies.
And this offense is firing on all cylinders right now. Starting the year, game 1, and creating a little bit of a pad and separation at the end of this first half. But you can see why so many people are really excited about this offense this season.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really, really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off, get some momentum, energize this squad going into halftime.
Dropping back, it's Fung. Getting some heat. Makes his connection. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line, warp speed for second down. They're going back to the ground. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that third down play. They'll try to get it through the air. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Third and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
And the offense stays on the field on 4th and 1. I'm not sure they're just trying to make the defense jump. I believe they think they can get it. Quarterback will audible. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Makes the grab well past the sticks. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. They'll throw it on 1st down. Now adjusting. Trying to make magic with his feet. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down.
I just love this guy's instincts, right? When things aren't open right away, he never panics. He just understands the situation where he is on the field, and he's so confident in his own natural ability that he has the ability to run, go get the 1st down, keep this drive rolling.
He's going to pass. Pressure coming. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
It's hard throwing in the pocket, man. You got bodies and 300-pound dudes falling all over the place. They're trying to hit you. That time, the pressure got to them, and they forced the incompletion.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They'll leave it with him. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Trying play action. Looking for the end zone. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Bearcats will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
After a big gainer on that first play, now they can really go for it on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Zings it complete to the right. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. They'll line up for a second down play. He's looking to throw. Finds the tight end. Oh, ball's out. Oh, looks as if the defense got it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
Defensive coordinators always preach swatting and batting at the football and trying to punch it out, trying to dislodge the ball from the ball carrier, and boy, they did it right there.
He'll start this drive firing. Dances away. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
These are the plays that don't show up in the stat books, right? Like, a great job. Look at him. He does an awesome job. Instead of taking the sack, clearly wanted to throw the football, scrambles around, gets some positive yards. It doesn't go down as a huge gain, but these are the plays that get you W's.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
And this guy is elite. There's a reason why he starts in this offense. You just saw the speed and the open field running ability on that last play. And this is a guy that is going to be key to the entire season for this offense.
Gets him down at the 30 after a 15-yard pickup. They are threatening, and they have a first down.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and is going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that first down.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long in different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls incomplete.
Leaves it with the running back. They get him off his feet after a pickup of 5 down to the 25.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Ball's at the 25. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. Looking downfield, it's Fung. Throws toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Bearcats.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. That's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. That drive covered 62 yards for the touchdown. And they finished it off, needing just a few inches and going up top to get it. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Washington is ready to go back on the attack. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. They get you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the big fella. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Really nice looking pass there. You think about all the great Washington quarterbacks, right? Warren Moon, the Heward brothers, Mark Brunell, Jake Browning. The greatest quarterback name in college football history, Sonny Six Killer. That guy was throwing seeds at the University of Washington. This dude right here, putting on his best Sonny Six Killer impersonation.
Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
I bet that running back's eyes got so big when he gets that handoff going to the right and he sees the huge holes. Yes, please.
The defense just didn't flow quickly enough. All of the blockers had leverage on their men.
Man, that defensive line has to get off the ball a little bit better, get some penetration to stop that outside run.
It's the MO of this offense. They really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. To the ground with the back. Fights through the pile and picks up a couple down to the 16. They plow ahead with the run, but still more ground needed to pick up the first down. 3rd down coming. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10.
You know, they pride themselves on being physical at the point of attack, dominated at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there picking up the 1st down.
On 1st and goal, let's see what Washington does. Little touch pass to the receiver. Touchdown, Huskies! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. Like a Thanksgiving turkey. They're just being caught. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We got to figure something out. We got to try to do something a little bit different. Bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live with the results, because everything else ain't working anyway.
Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is in time.
And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
Well, with his speed, they're going to keep blitzing him over and over because you'll get results like that right there. Kind of reminds you of Joe Kelly, a great linebacker at Washington in the 80s, or maybe Mason Foster as well. Those guys could go sideline to sideline, but they could also blitz. This guy...
He'll fire back across his body, and it's intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just took that one out of the air and sends it the other way.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. They'll always remember this moment.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Maybe that stop shows this defense is tightening up, especially in the run game. The offense, frankly, they've been able to do whatever they want to do. They're just handing the ball off. This guy's having success left and right. No serve, no moss, get it together.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
Yeah, and this defense hadn't had a lot of success. This offense has been
to throw on 3rd and goal. Got it. And he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the first down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set. Why aren't you getting past the first down longer? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was, but now, 4th.
And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. So they'll send out the field goal unit. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Virginia took care of business today. I think their coach had their attention all week. And the end result was a focused group of Cavaliers that fired on all cylinders. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They moved the chains. They marked it at the 29. And the Bearcats racing to the line in the hurry-up. They'll throw it on 1st down. Moves around to clear up the vision. They'll mark him down at the 40 after ripping off 10. First down for this offense. To the air, it's Fung. Trying to get to him. A strike downfield. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
Washington, 38. Cincinnati, 21.
And the Bearcats come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's looking to throw it. He's got his man.
Well, here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle.
Throws toward the end zone. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
You know, it's one thing to take shots early in the game when the defense may not be expecting it, but at this point, 4th quarter, you're trailing by a lot. They know you're going to do it, and the defense was expecting that one. Great job in the back end.
Throws to the wideout. And it's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been on par. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this team.
RPO complete to open the drive. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
I'll be honest, man, if I had the weapons these guys had offensively, I'd be staying aggressive too. It's what got them to this point. It's why they have the lead here in the 4th quarter. Take some shots when those opportunities present themselves.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. They're looking for an advantage to the right. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. On 2nd down, wants to throw it. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
There's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Got his man quickly. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. They'd hope to be able to pick up enough after the catch, but a good stop leaves them with a 4th and short.
Really good job by the defense being physical, understanding the situation in the game. The ball's going to come out quick. You know that. Go make the tackle, force the 4th down.
And the punt goes out of bounds. We'll see where the officials spot it, but they certainly gave them no opportunity for a return. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football.
Lets it fly. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on 1st down.
It's got to be frustrating to be this quarterback in this game, too. He just has never had confidence being able to step up in the pocket and deliver throws. When he gets flushed, they're still taking away all the throws down the field. It's just been one of those days.
They'll wrestle him down just short of the 1st down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. The Bearcats are in the hurry-up. Dropping back, it's Fung. Skips away from pressure. He'll try to do it himself. He saw just enough daylight to move the sticks and get it done with his legs.
Sometimes these guys just have eyes in the back of their head. You saw it right there. He was able to buy himself time, get outside the pocket, and at that point, I think the decision was
going to take a shot. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Got it set up on the outside. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
Screen pass just not working there. You figure at this point of the game, trailing, you're going to have to be more aggressive and take some shots. You usually run screen passes when you think there's going to be a blitz, but because the defense has the lead, they're just sitting back and playing big zones.
They're bringing heat. Hit as he throws. Makes a connection. And an explosive play. Has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line.
That's a great example of him understanding where everybody is on the field, because that wasn't the guy he wanted to throw it to, but he knew he was going to get hit. He had to get rid of it quickly, dumped it off, and he let his guy go make a big play for him.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Makes the grab on the left. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
This quarterback has been really good today. Has been on top of it, seeing things really, really well. That pass right there put him over the 300-yard mark. That's a pretty good day.
Motion from the offense. Quick pass on the jet motion. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. Looking to throw, it's Fung. A shot toward the end zone. For the 4th time tonight, it's an intercept.